Uncle Tim's. It's all good.
Hey, welcome to Uncle Tim's Farm. I'm Uncle Tim, and today I'm continuing the build of my mobile hydraulic boom crane that's going to be used for on-farm harvesting of cattle and possibly even hogs. So as you can see, I've got the trailer all primed. I pulled the wheels off so that I wouldn't get paint all over them, and now I'm going ahead and adding the paint. This is a dark green, I think it's called Congo green, that I picked up at Home Depot. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this whole trailer painted, and then I will paint the axle black, shiny black. Anyhow, stay tuned while I get this painted and continue working on the rest of this crane. Okay, so I have the boat partially painted, and I installed one of the cross braces, got it fully painted, and now I've just painted the bottom of this cross brace and letting it dry, and then I'll go ahead and install it back here right above the axle. You can see that hole right across there, so it's just in front of the axle. That's where the second cross brace will go, and then this big steel plate will mount on top of that. I have some brackets, and I'm going to build a frame out of 2x2 square tubing, or 2-inch square tubing, and then this 2-foot by 3-foot steel plate will mount on top of the two cross braces there, and then that's where the boom will hinge from, and where the hydraulics, all of that will be right on that steel plate that's going to be mounted right about in here. So, making some progress. I pulled the wheels off so that I could prime and paint the axle, and prime and paint the wheel wells and everything without getting paint on the tires. So, once I get that cross brace installed and painted, then I can go ahead and put the tires back on. I got everything painted back there, and then the front of the trailer, I'll need to roll it back away from the house here and finish knocking all the junk and rust, and sorry, I got bugs attacking me all over the place. Anyhow, get that all cleaned up and then primed and painted. But I was mainly focusing on the middle part here, because that's where everything's going to be going, so I want to get that put together, and then I can do the front part at a later time, because there's not going to be anything mounted up there. Alright, I'm all done painting for now, and so I'm going to go ahead and put these wheels on and then roll this trailer out of the way so I can work on the boom and some of the other parts. with that trailer out of the way, now I can move this boom back over away from the edge here and get it all painted up. No wonder it was so hard to lift last time. There's hornets buzzing around me while I'm working on this boom here. I got one. But then dirty buggers, there seem to be a lot of them this year. So I know in these first few videos there's a lot of prep work and a lot of talking and not much construction or not much building going on, but as we go along here the pace will kind of pick up. We'll start being able to get things welded together, bolted on. You'll see it starting to come together a lot quicker. But these first few videos are just a lot of the prep work, trying to get everything ready to go together. So if you be patient, stick with me, you'll get to see this thing come together and hopefully working here in the not too distant future. Alright, well I got 3 sides of this boom painted. I went with a dark gray paint, and I'll have a link in the description as to what kind of paint I used, but it seems to cover really well, especially since I had a good primer on there, and also put the primer in there. The primer was really good. It's a spray at any angle primer, and it covered it really well, and then I think that's what helped this paint go on so well. Also, I've got 3 sides of the boom painted. I'll just let it dry for a while, and then I'll roll it over a quarter of a turn, and I'll be able to paint the 4th side, and then I'll be ready to start welding stuff together. The trailer over here, got it mostly painted. I rolled it out of the way so I wouldn't get overspray on it. I still need to do the front end of it here, and I can do that while it's over here. Go ahead and grind all this lichen off of the paint. It's all lichen crusted up on there, and then some of the old paint and the rust. Use a wire wheel to get that off there, and probably go ahead and pull this winch off, get it out of the way while I paint. Get it painted, finish painting it up. We'll pull that jack stand off there, or the jack, not jack stand, but the jack off of there, set it on a jack stand, and get it all painted, finish painting it this Congo green, and then that's a real dark gray on the boom. And then where the pivot points are going to be, I'm planning to paint those black. And I'm painting everything with a gloss paint so that out here in Tennessee we get a lot of mold and stuff build up, and on a satin or flat paint it can really stick. So I'm using a gloss paint so it'll be easier to clean off. But I'll be able to start welding on this pretty quick. Of course, when I go to weld, in the spots where I'm going to be welding, I'll flap disc the paint off. But this way, at least, now this beam's not going to rust at all. And yeah, it is a little bit of extra work to flap disc that off, but it's better than having this whole, or any parts of this rust. So I'll go ahead and start working on that. And then I've got the base plate that's going to mount on those cross members of the trailer, and that's going to weld to, and that's going to have the boom's going to pivot off the top of that. So stay tuned. I'll start putting it together and see how that goes. See you next time. Bye.